Hey St. Louis, I'm Eric Luchenegger, the founder of Tenacity and the host of Bourbon Friday, and I'm back to update you on more important dates and events coming up. First up, applications. Tech Week St. Louis is finally here, and if you want to participate beyond attending, you can still volunteer. On May 9th, applications are due for MIT Solves Global Challenges. They're seeking social entrepreneurs to use technology to solve today's most pressing problems. Those selected will join a 9-month support program and receive access to over $1 million in funding, grants, and investments. And very quickly on May 10th, Techstars applications are due for Future of Finance, Austin, Berlin, London, New Orleans, Sustainability Paris, Toronto, and Alabama Energy Tech. On May 12th, nominations are due for the Startup Exit Awards from Inno. That's for both the Startup Exit Awards and the Lifetime Achievement Awards. Also due are the Fire Award nominations, which honors companies and organizations setting the local innovation economy ablaze. And the last thing I want to mention is that my company Tenacity has launched Swingspan, a digital divide program that provides free WordPress speed optimizations for nonprofits. So if you're part of a nonprofit or know someone who is, and they use WordPress for their website, go apply at swingspan.app. That's swingspan.app. That's not an update video without events, and we're going to bring you 54 from the best in St. Louis, as well as virtual opportunities from around the globe. But before we do, why don't you hit that like and subscribe? Well, it's finally here. STL TechWeek starts on Monday and goes all week long. TechSTL is hosting the inaugural STL TechWeek with 15 innovation tracks, over 100 industry experts, and more than 5,000 attendees are expected. I'm going to do this a little differently this week. Each day, I will break down what's happening at TechWeek and then go into the rest of that day's events. Ready to check out the impressive lineup of St. Louis startups, innovators, and disruptors? Let's fucking go. On Monday, the big event you need to know about is becoming the epicenter of digital opportunity at Worldwide Technology Headquarters. This is an all-day event and serves as the opening ceremonies for the week and brings together the biggest leaders and change agents from across the St. Louis Metro to discuss a 5-year strategy of becoming the epicenter of digital opportunity. It will highlight critical components of digital transformation, smart city growth, and equitable economic opportunity. That one is sold out for the in-person, but you can still join virtually. Also starting that day, going the entire week, is the next of the TechSTL Takeover at 4240 Duncan, and the members can enjoy co-working there all week long. Then we've got Discover Another Reality at XR Lab at T-Rex for a tour and demonstration of the XR Lab, followed by a networking gathering over cold beers on the 5th floor. Also that evening, there's the NextGen Mixer at Stereotaxis, Stereotaxis, I don't know. This program supports 18 to 24-year-olds entering the tech industry and is meant to get you connected in the health tech field. There will be a tour of the production facilities to see their surgical robots, and you'll get tips from the staff on entering the tech workforce. Then, also on April 24th, it's the Improving Your Sales Process webinar from the Missouri SBDC. Join this free webinar exploring strategies to develop a targeted sales approach and reach ideal customers with timely, effective messaging. Also that day, check out the Endgame of Entrepreneurship Expo from Skandalaris Center. Project teams will showcase their business ideas and prototypes. So come out and support students and engage with their innovative new ideas, and stick around for networking, snacks, and congratulating the teams. Finally that night, join the Silver Lining Cocktails fundraiser for Assisi House. Assisi House provides housing in small communal settings where each person is treated with dignity and respect by leasing former convents and rectories and repurposing them as affordable housing. And this is a great way to support them. Then on Tuesday for Tech Week, it's the Small Business Innovation Bootcamp at Northside Economic Empowerment Center. There will be 3 tracks with over a dozen local trainers discussing technology, innovation, and small business. Also that day, check out AgTech Disruption at Danforth Plant Science Center. Here you can explore the innovation causing a rippling effect across startups, research, corporate players, and AgTech. That one might be sold out. Also on Tech Week Tuesday, join the STL Data Key at T-Rex. Here community leaders will talk about how data leadership is moving forward and what else needs to be done to advance data in public safety, public health, public education, and real estate. And then there's a bunch of stuff over at SLU. There's a geospatial demonstration with the Taylor Geospatial Institute, 3D printing tours with the Center for Additive Manufacturing, and exploring the Metaverse at the Bush Student Center. What is the Metaverse? Where do we find it? Why should we be there? How do we monetize it? These are questions that will be explored with experts and developers specializing in the Metaverse. Also on the 25th, it's the STL FinTech Summit at the pageant. This is one of the bigger tentpole events for the week. There will be a keynote from Jim McKelvey, CEO of Block and Invisibly, as well as other presenters who will be discussing topics like AI and ML, merchant services, data security, fintech marketing, open banking, blockchain, and NFTs. This event will make it clear why our city is the epicenter for fintech innovation. Also that day, it's Tech Careers 101 at LaunchCode. Are you wanting to pursue a career in technology? You'll find out everything you need to know on how to get started in coding, cybersecurity, geospatial, and data analytics. Finally that night, it's the Full Spectrum Gala at Contemporary Art Museum. This event celebrates the immersive and creative side of technology and will showcase the powerful convergence of tech with art, media, fashion, and design. Then besides Tech Week, starting on the 25th and going through the 27th, it's the A11Y Conference 2023. This is a 3-day event celebrating disability and promoting accessibility, featuring tools, technologies, and best practices. With the theme, People with Disabilities Take Action. The conference empowers attendees through 5 tracks, an impressive lineup of speakers. Also starting on the 25th and going through the 28th is the Atarim Web Agency Summit 23. This event features over 40 WordPress experts and offers live online sessions to scale agency and freelance businesses by attracting high-paying clients and building recurring revenue. Also on the 25th, it's how to infuse creativity and take risks to build a brand that demands attention from AMA and ClickUp. Learn to infuse creativity, storytelling, and humor into your marketing strategy, establish a unique brand personality, take calculated risks, and elevate your social media presence for accelerated business growth. Also that day, check out 5 strategies to run a more efficient business from SCORE St. Louis. Here you'll discover 5 cost-effective strategies to optimize your small business operations and learn to streamline workflows, eliminate redundancies, increase productivity, prioritize tasks, delegate responsibilities, and maximize financial resources for continued growth and profitability. Also on Tuesday, we're still just on Tuesday, join government funding for your business. How do you claim these dollars? From Enterprise University. Here you'll learn to understand organizational policies related to claiming government funds, discover why government funding is available, why it often goes unclaimed, and how to check if your business is eligible. Also that day, it's how to do competitor analysis for your startup from Founder Institute. At this webinar, you'll learn how to do competitor research using accessible online sources, how to analyze your findings, and utilize tested frameworks to favorably position your business. Also on April 25th, check out the SLU eMentor April Trivia Night from Chaffetz Center for Entrepreneurship. This is part of their monthly networking series and is an excellent opportunity to network with SLU students, local entrepreneurs, entrepreneur support professionals, faculty, and staff. Also that day, join Marketing for Beginners, creating a social media campaign from Canva Design School. At this 60-minute beginner-friendly webinar on creating impactful social campaigns, you'll learn audience targeting, lead magnet identification, campaign design in Canva, and performance tracking using metrics. Finally, on Tuesday, it's Big Ideas, a data-driven innovation competition from WashU School of Medicine. The Big Ideas program intends to support novel and innovative, clinically relevant, technically feasible, and operationally sustainable projects. And this is their pitch event. On Wednesday for Tech Week, check out the Gateway to Innovation at America Center. This is the premier regional event for IT executives focusing on maintaining a competitive edge through innovative IT solutions. Attendees can expect CXO panel presentations, interactive breakouts, and unparalleled networking opportunities while learning from regional successes and national speakers. Also on April 26th, join the STL Sports Tech Conference at the Armory. This event unites representatives from the city's 5 professional sports teams to discuss technology's impact on performance, fan experience, and player wellness. I believe there's also esports components to that as well. Also on the 26th, it's the Black Tech Conference at Harris-Stowe State University. This event highlights BIPOC leadership and innovation, featuring tech founders and professionals impacting the St. Louis Metro. Attendees will learn about fundraising, scaling systems, and community advancement with interactive strategic planning for expanding the Black tech community. Also check out GRIT, Women's Leadership Expo at Woodard Cleaning and Restoration on that day. Their GRIT authors will speak on thought leadership. They'll have expo booths to showcase local women entrepreneurs, food trucks, and more. Also on Wednesday, join the Consumer Product Innovation Expo at Collab. Here they'll have speakers from the largest production companies in St. Louis, the fastest growing product companies, and the top organizations supporting CPG businesses. Also on the 26th, it's Geo plus AI at Gateway Convention Center in Collinsville. Hear from local entrepreneurs in artificial intelligence as they explain the challenges and opportunities the new technologies present to the data security sector. Then on Wednesday night, you have a few options. There's the Tech Week Happy Hour at the Kerr Foundation. This is a lively discussion and happy hour on visualizing collective impact with data-driven storytelling. It's hosted by the teams of Girl Louie and Buzzbold and will shed some light on the powerful tools and strategies available to leverage data in storytelling. Also at Heydays, it's Tech on Deck. You'll enjoy elotes, margaritas, tech demos while mixing, mingling, and jingling with your favorite creatives, entrepreneurs, and techies to the sounds of Maxa. Finally that night, it's the STL Capital Network. Now, this is a private reception and it is invite only, but I'll bet you probably get an invite if you do a little thinking about who you should talk to. If you aren't busy that morning with Tech Week, you can kick off the day with 1 Million Cup St. Louis. This event is for local entrepreneurs to meet and present their startups to the innovation community here in St. Louis. Presenter is Po Veluti. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Also on the 26th, it's the Data Tipping Point, a panel discussion from Insider Intelligence. Here you get answers to these questions. What type of data collection and targeting techniques are worth experimenting with? How can you effectively approach data across channels? And how will retail media and transactional data offer advertisers powerful targeting signals? Also on Wednesday, check out Understanding Your Financial Statements from the Heartland Black Chamber and SBDC. Join this event for understanding financial statements. They'll analyze P&L statements and balance sheets, identify critical business information, and learn to calculate essential financial ratios for improving decision-making. Also on the 26th, join Finding Your Target Market from the Urban League of Metro St. Louis Women's Business Center. Knowing your target market is a game changer to effective marketing strategy. In this workshop, you will learn how to use customer discovery to find your target. Then on Tech Week Thursday, it's Shift Summit at LaunchCode. Are you charged with shaping your company's next generation of talent? Don't miss this crucial conversation and networking opportunity. Also on Thursday, check out Health Innovation Symposium at Washington University. This 3-hour event combines research and business worlds to showcase some of the biggest St. Louis innovators in health tech, med tech, and digital health. Also on the 27th is DevOps at T-Rex. This is a lineup of local speakers sharing their industry expertise and best practices on the DevOps process. Presenters will share case studies and models they successfully implemented and offer training on tools they utilize. And it's Thursday, so of course, Venture Cafe. But this is a very special edition with two big events happening simultaneously. There's the Collide Startup Expo. In this expanded version of Collide, they will host all things technology and pathways to digital equity, which will facilitate a community conversation on bridging the digital divide for the Metro. The speakers will share information about regional, state, and federal programs tied to digital inclusion. There will also be a resource fair and panel sharing opportunities to increase device accessibility and education in the St. Louis Metro. Outside of Tech Week on Thursday, check out how to brand your business authentically in 2023 from Wenta. This webinar is ideal for startups and existing business owners. You'll learn the when and why to brand, client identification, brand definition, brand building, and growth. Also on the 27th, join Market Your Business Like an Ad Agency on a Small Business Budget from the Kirkwood Public Library. At this hybrid event, find out how to use free tools and resources that will enable you to make smart marketing and advertising decisions for your business. Also on Thursday, it's how to drive more impactful go-to-market strategies with brand and customer insights from Marketing Profs. Here you'll learn how to refine your target buyer personas, leverage insights to not only retain buyers, but also drive buyer growth, and to use strategies for building brand customers love and want to advocate for. Then on Tech Week Friday, check out the Women in Tech Brunch at Spark Coworking. They're hosting a lineup of brilliant, bold, and inspiring ladies who leverage their positioning of influence to create positive outcomes for the STL community. That one might also be sold out. Also on Friday, it's Generation AI at T-Rex. AI and ML are the hottest topics in technology, and this day is all about it. They're bringing together the biggest innovators, disruptors, and developers that St. Louis has to offer. This event is focused on how we are officially entering the generation driven by AI technology. Also on the 28th, check out Show Me the Money, a business capital showcase at Tech Artista downtown. This event brings together a room of capital providers in debt, equity, investment, grants, and crowdfunding. You'll get connections with bankers, investors, accelerators, grant providers, advisors, and more. So bring your business cards and get ready to receive a speed dating crash course in capital. And then it's Friday, and it's not Friday without Bourbon Friday, and we are the closing celebration for STL TechWeek. We will have drinks and food, a special bourbon tasting room. This is not the one to be missed. So come and enjoy the evening and unwind from an amazing Tech Week at Tech Artista downtown. Stop by for 3 minutes or 3 hours for more great drinks and better conversations. We aren't sold out yet, but we are heading in that direction. So you better RSVP right now. Go do it. RSVP right now. Then, if you still have any energy left after Tech Week on Saturday, check out the Spring Fling from Pocket Parks. You'll enjoy the sounds of Landolfi, floral crafts from Sophia's Crowns and Perennial STL, seasonal cocktails and mocktails from STL Barkeep, and even some friendly competition with bocce ball and croquet. And if you're like me, you will probably need to do a little catch up when it comes to projects. On Sunday, join STL Code and Coffee at Tech Artista U City. If you're interested in coding at any level and want a community to connect with and share ideas, this is an informal meetup for anyone to work or hack on their project. We will release some new content on YouTube in the next couple weeks, but in the meantime, we post content on TikTok as well, so if you're on there, hit that subscribe. Finally, if you have an event or important day coming up, please email us at events@bourbonfriday.show. Thanks. I hope you have an amazing STL Tech Week. I'll definitely be seeing you at some events. To stay up to date, follow us on social. We are at Bourbon Fridays on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. See you next time.